Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel and update 8.7. Yes, an exciting update for some good reasons and some bad. Obviously, there is going to be a new tech tree. Yes, it is the Russian light tanks, but on top of this, there are going to be a lot of balance changes, especially in tier 9. So Wargaming have been going through the tiers, and they are going to be buffing and nerfing, just changing the balance of some tanks. When I say some, I mean quite a few. Actually, about 24 tanks will be changed this update, and we're going to talk about just a couple of them in this video. We're not going to go into detail, but we're just going to talk about a few. So first up, the Conqueror in tier 9 is getting a turret armor buff. So more than happy that this tank is getting some kind of buff, especially to that turret. The M5 Yo, the alien looking tank, the 105mm gun, is the rate of fire is going up, and the AP and heat penetration is going down. So a bit of buff and nerf for that gun. And the 120mm gun, the accuracy is going up and the aiming time increases. So a bit of, again, a buff and a nerf for that. The VK4502 used to be a really good tank, but no one really plays this tank much anymore. But the armor is going up and the traverse speed going down. Moving on, let's have a look at what else is changing. So the Skoda, however you pronounce it, the T50, this is getting an accuracy buff, and the aiming time also goes down. So that is getting a nice little buff for that. Centurion, which is a fantastic tank since it got buffed. The turret armor is actually going up, which is crazy because it is already amazing, and the accuracy is going down. So what is going to be the turret armor? The turret armor is going to 254mm. It doesn't need a buff, but you know, I'm happy that it's getting buffed because it's a fantastic tank, but of course the accuracy is going down. Now here next we have a bit of a sad buff with the waffle. I mean, it's been a long time coming. The maximum speed is going up, however, so it's going to go faster, but the view range goes down, and the 150mm gun is the rate of fire is going down. So a bit of a nerf for this gun. It's about 200 DPM less than it currently is, so not a massive nerf there, but it is going to go quicker. So actually all around not too bad. But for me, one of the biggest buffs is going to be, the Tortoise. Now the Tortoise already has around 3,600, 3,700 DPM. The armor profile is going up, which I've been calling for this for so long because it needs an armor buff. Now the hull is going to be 254mm. Not a massive buff. It's around 30mm more, something like that. And the rate of fire is also going up. It's going to go to 3,900 DPM. But of course, because of these buffs, it will lose a bit of accuracy. Object 704. So actually, that's not a bad buff, but I'm intrigued to see what the armor buff will be. Hopefully they don't change it too much. I've always said just the front plate, just the whole front of the Tortoise needs to be buffed. Either the whole, because the sides here, the cheeks are very weak, the bottom plate is very weak, and the hatch is also very weak. If they buff just one of them, if they buff the hatch, then that'll be good enough. Or they leave the hatch and buff the whole frontal armor. That will also be enough. But they're buffing the armor. I don't know how good it's going to be just yet, but they're also buffing the DPM. So yeah, GG. Object 704 is getting the more hit points, and the traverse speed's going down, and the rate of fire is going down. So I think that's more of a nerf there for the Object 704. And the last one here, what we're going to talk about is the T95. So the T95 is getting more speed, but lower rate of fire. So what is the speed going to be on this tank? It is going to go about 20 kilometers an hour. So that's not too bad. So nice little buff there. So we're going to talk about now the new tech tree. So the new tech tree is actually, before we get to the new tech tree, let's just have a quick look, because we know that there is other things thanks to Blitz post. So the new PBR files, KV2 is getting the new PBR file, so it's going to look pretty not too bad at all. On top of that, we have the 50 TP prototype is getting the new HD models as well, and the Scorpion G, which I don't have on this press account, and the Tiger 2 is all getting their PBR update. So these are going to look pretty decent. Love the look of the Tiger 2 there. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. So new tech tree, new Russian light tech tree. Now this line is very, very interesting, and it's interesting for one reason. Now we're going to get to that. So it's going to start with tier 7, the LTG. We're going to have a quick look at the stats. Turret armor 110, not too bad for a tier 7 light tank, to be honest. And DPM 2,375. Reload is 5 seconds. Penetration 144 and 194. And it does 200 alpha per shot, 4.0 seconds on the aim time, and 0.326 on the dispersion, and it only has 5 degrees of gun depression, and it goes 63 kilometers per hour. So nothing too special, to be honest, about the tier 7. Of course, we all know the tier 8, which is the T54 lightweight. This is going to be in that tech tree, so they're not bringing a new tier 8, they're just going to add this one to the tech tree. And of course, the tier 9, the Object 84, let's have a quick look. Turret armor, not great at 90mm and 100mm on your hull. So because of the angle, I'm sure you'll be able to get the odd bounce, but yeah, you can't really rely on the armor for this. And it's 2,796 DPM, and that gives it a 6.6 seconds reload. 219 on your AP pen, so not the best when you're coming up against tier 10, and 270 on your heat. So yeah, you might be wanting to run calibrated shells with this. Aim time 3.1, not the greatest, but not bad, and dispersion 0.322, and it only again has 5 degrees of gun depression, and it goes 65 kilometers per hour. That leaves us to the T100 Lt. Now, the more I play this tank, the more I actually like it. I'm still currently testing the tank, and at first when I started playing it, I didn't really like the tank, but the more and more I'm playing it, the more and more I like it. Now, the turret armor is 210mm, which is great considering it is a light tank. It's very low to the ground as well. It's like a really flat tank. The hull is also 90mm, so you're going to get some bounces, but again, you can't really rely on those bounces. Now, DPM, great DPM at 3,563, basically the kind of DPMs of those of the medium tanks, the Object 140, the T62, T22 Leopards, everything like that, and that is a 5.2 second reload. 240 on your AP and 290 on your AP, again your special, your premium AP, and 50 on your HE. 310 alpha. Aim time, not bad, pretty good, 2.7. Dispersion, not bad, 0.317. But the only downfall with this tank is that gun depression, just 5 degrees of gun depression, and it goes 68 kilometers per hour. Now, what is so special about this new tech tree? Now, I honestly don't think this will happen, but what Wargaming have actually done is they've added something new. They've added a new sort of mechanic into the game for the tier 9 and the tier 10 of this light tank. So basically, what they're going to be doing is a new spotting mechanism. So what happens is, if you shoot an enemy tank, basically that tank's going to be spotted for twice as long. So if you're normally spotted for around 10 seconds, you're actually, I think it is 10 seconds, you're going to be spotted for 20 seconds if you get shot from one of these tier 10 or the tier 9 tanks. Now, I think that's pretty bad. I think that's going to be stupid. I do admit, I do think that's going to be a little bit stupid. And who knows? It might not be as bad when it comes into play. But yeah, I don't think that's going to be. I don't think that's a fantastic idea. But on the other hand, Wargaming have now, with these new tech trees, they're looking at bringing something new for these tech trees. We've got the Polish with the tungsten shells. Of course, we've got the British and a few other tanks now with the extra speed boost. So they're looking at bringing, obviously, new lines that come into the game. They are looking at making them unique, and that's what they're doing. But whether they don't always get it right. So, yeah, do you think it's going to be good? Do you think it's going to be good? So at least it's only when an enemy is hit. So if you don't get hit by one of these guys, then yeah, of course you'll stay unspotted, or you'll stay spotted for only the usual amount of time. But when you get hit by one of these, you're going to be spotted twice as long. So 20 seconds. I mean, I think it's definitely going to ruin the game, especially if you're in if you're a heavy tank and you're in a 1 versus 1 situation, then of course you're going to have the disadvantage. So I think the main idea is going to be get rid of these tanks as soon as possible, because you don't want to be spotted from one of these for 20 seconds. That is definitely going to change the outcome of some of these games. So let me know what your thoughts are on this new spotting shit that they're going to be doing, the mechanic. I honestly don't like it. Let me know your thoughts. Are you more for this? Are you in the favor of wargaming in bringing these new mechanics into the games for certain tech trees, especially new tech trees with the tungsten shells, and of course this new spotting mechanic? I honestly don't like it, and looking at our community contributor chat, I'm not the only one. There are a few people that don't like it. I definitely think it's going to change the outcome of, change the meta. And I do think it's going to change things like competition, tournaments and stuff like that. Because people do run things like the Vickers Light and sometimes even the Bat Chat. But I do think if this is going to go ahead, people in competition, people in the tournament world will be playing this tank as their light tank. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Overall, I think it is a pretty good update. These are pretty decent tanks. I haven't played the Tier 9, but this one is a decent tank. I really like it. It's up there with the medium tanks, Object 140 T62s with the DPM. Fantastic DPM. Almost 3,600 for a light tank is incredible. But yeah, for me, it's a no-go for the spotting. But let me know your thoughts. I don't think it will go ahead. I think Wargaming may change it, or maybe make it 15 seconds instead of 20 seconds. Of course, this is only open test, so it is subject to change. But let me know your thoughts. Are you more for this? Are you excited for this, or this new mechanic? Or overall, are you just excited for these new Russian light tanks in the game? But let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, guys. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas. I'll have another video out in a few hours, just wishing you guys a Merry Christmas from me and a few other guests. There will be no video tomorrow. There will be no video tomorrow for one reason, because it's Christmas. You guys should not be sitting here watching YouTube on Christmas Day. I never release a video on Christmas Day for that reason. You shouldn't be watching it. Go spend time with your family. I know people like Driddles is going to release a video or two. I'd strongly recommend don't watch it. Watch it Boxing Day. Go and enjoy time with your families, your loved ones. Don't go on YouTube. Get off Blitz. Don't play Blitz for the day. Give it a rest and just enjoy the day with your family. So on that note, I will see you all on Boxing Day. I will be releasing a video on Boxing Day, but just hope you all have an amazing Christmas, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye. With